Alexis Nunes alongside Alex Kirkland. Alex, some very juicy news coming out of Spain today. We're hearing that Erling Haaland's father and Mino Raiola are actually in Barcelona, probably to try and start negotiations for a deal to see him move from Dortmund to Barca. What's exactly happening and what are you hearing?
It is pretty juicy, isn't it? And in fact, those talks have already started. The meeting has taken place. Our information is it was about 2.5 hours long. Haaland Senior was there, as you say. Mino Raiola was there. Joan Laporta, Barcelona's fairly recent new president, and also Mateu Alemán, who's their incoming director of football, all took part in this meeting. It's very, very early stages, and we don't want to get too carried away and make people think this is a done deal and that Haaland is joining Barcelona, because they will face serious competition for his signing. We know that every big club in Europe wants to sign him. He is the boy wonder. He's the next big thing. But this is the first official contact that Barcelona have made over potentially bringing him in. They've got some good relationships there that they can exploit. Joan Laporta knows Mino Raiola very well, and they have a good relationship. Raiola also has a good relationship with some other members of Barcelona's sporting and technical department as well. So there are some ingredients there that might work in Barca's favour and might give them an edge. But I think there's also an awareness that, like I say, there'll be some big competition. I think Barca know that Real Madrid are an attractive option for Haaland as well, for all kinds of reasons. And also that Manchester City, with the kind of finances that they can bring to the table, are serious contenders as well. So we're a long, long way from saying that this is happening. But this first meeting has now taken place.
And with that said, because like you mentioned, all the competition that we know, Man United have been interested in Haaland, Man City, of course, now with the departure of Aguero at the end of the season, Real Madrid still there. But the fact that Barcelona have made contact and Mino is there and Erling Haaland's father as well, does this kind of give us any idea at least of where Haaland's ideal destination could be?
Ideal destination, I don't know. I think it gives us an idea that Barcelona certainly feel like they can make a really good case to him as to why he should join Barcelona. Now, they have to make that case because, of course, Barca's finances are in a very difficult situation. They've been in all kinds of turmoil over the last year or two, off the pitch and on the pitch as well, to be honest. But I think they are trying to make the case that, look, kind of we're back. That's the message from Barca and from Laporta, and they are building a new team, that things are going in the right direction. We're seeing that in La Liga under Ronald Koeman. And I guess that they want to say that, look, you can come and be a key part of this new project that we're starting here. There are a lot of unanswered questions. Of course, will Leo Messi be a part of that project going forward or not? Is the biggest question to be answered. But I think, like I said, I think this tells us that Barcelona certainly feel like they can make a strong case to Haaland, and that they've got at least a chance of convincing him to accept this offer ahead of some of those other contenders.
And two things you obviously said there. You mentioned Lionel Messi, because of course it all comes down to Lionel Messi when we're talking about Barcelona. But you also mentioned the finances. What's Barcelona going to have to do to compete with the rest of the clubs, especially clubs like Manchester City, who we know their bank accounts run deep, but even they have admitted that they have been hit hard by this COVID pandemic.
Yeah, and we also know that Barca are essentially broke. They've got really, really, really big financial problems. That's something that's been growing over the last few years. And by all accounts, the incoming board, led by Laporta, have found that the finances, if anything, are even worse than they had been led to expect. So how can they make this happen? Well, there are some potential avenues that they're looking into already. They are potentially looking at lines of credit, essentially borrowing money to finance a deal for a player like Haaland. Now, it's not the first time that they would have done that. They did that in 2019 when they signed Antoine Griezmann for 120 million euros. They went and got a loan because otherwise they couldn't have made that deal happen. So they're investigating that. Again, it's early stages and nothing is done, but that is one potential option that might be needed, in fact, if they were going to make a deal of this magnitude happen, because as ESPN has reported, there is a release clause in Haaland's contract, but that doesn't come into effect until the summer of 2022. And if Dortmund are going to do business this summer, we understand that you're looking at 180 million euros or something like that. So Barca potentially could look at going down the route of borrowing some money. they'd also need to look at lowering their wage bill, because that's out of control, to be honest, and look at moving on some high earners who aren't pulling their weight, the likes of Philippe Coutinho, the likes of Samuel Umtiti, maybe even Antoine Griezmann as well, potentially could be one of those players. Again, it's early, but I wouldn't rule out Griezmann, potentially them looking to move Griezmann on to free up some space on that wage bill to incorporate someone like Haaland. The other big question, as we've said, is Messi. Now, Messi's wages are a major part of that wage bill. So whether Messi stays or not is pretty key to the how this deal would work. What I wouldn't say is I don't think that the fact that they're looking at Haaland is an admission that Messi is leaving. In fact, I think we could maybe look at it the other way and say that if they're trying to build a case to Messi to stay, then one of the things they can do is say, look, we are capable of bringing in players to play alongside you, like Haaland. Now, there's no doubt the finances will be tricky, but I think that's what they'll be trying to say to Messi as part of their case to him, to say, look, you should stay and sign a new deal.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.